Okay, so it's 7:25. This is the Cetrotide. I have to start taking this. Every morning. This one is time sensitive, so I'm trying to make sure that I take it right at 7:30. So I'm gonna start getting it prepared. I got this little like instruction guide on how to prepare it. I read through it last night and it's pretty self-explanatory, but I'm just gonna make sure that I do it properly. I have 4 minutes. And then I still have to take the Gonal-F this morning. All right, so it says, wash hands, remove the cap. Wash your hands, remove the cap, and wipe the top with an alcohol wipe. Take the injection needle with the yellow mark and remove the wrapping. Okay. Remove the wrapping, twist the needle on the syringe and remove the cover of the needle. Okay. Two minutes. Push the needle through the center of the rubber stopper of the vial. Inject the sterile water into the vial by slowly pushing down. Whoa. Okay. Leave the syringe in the vial. Gently swirl the vial until the solution is clear and without residue. Avoid forming bubbles during dissolution. Okay. Draw the total contents of the vial into the syringe if liquid is left in the vial. Oh wait, it's not dissolved all the way yet. Okay. I have 1 minute. Draw the syringe contents, okay. Oh wait. Okay. I'm going to remove some of the air. All right. All right, draw the total. Detach the syringe from the needle and lay down the syringe. Let's cover this back. It's 30. All right, so let's do this. Unwrap, take the injection needle, unwrap it, place it on. All right. Then it says, invert and push the plunger until all air bubbles have been pushed out. Okay, so there's a little bead. I'm gonna lay it down. I don't know if this one burns or not, but I'm really nervous because it's a lot of liquid. Okay, 7:31. Okay. All right, now I still have to do the funnel F. So I just realized yesterday at my appointment that this one's not time sensitive. So I'm gonna just do my dosing, 150. Okay. So the Cetrotide is burning on this side right now. This one, I think this one burns going in. All right. Oh wait, shoot. Okay. Woo. Okay, so I just had another monitoring appointment this morning. So like at the appointment, they take your vitals, they'll count your follicles, and then they'll let you know if you need to change your stimulation drugs or injections. So since the 5th I've been taking, so I think like 6 days, 7 days, I don't know. Since the 5th I've been taking 150 IUs of Gonal F every morning, and then I take 2 vials of Menopur at night. And today my Menopur was dropped down to 1 vial at night. So tonight I'll just take 1 vial. And since I want to say the 9th or the 10th, from the 10th, so the 10th and yesterday, I did Cetrotide. And that, oh, and this morning I did Cetrotide, and that's timed. So I chose 7:30, and I've been really anal about it. So like the first injection was at 7:31 on the dot. So I've been doing 7:31. And that I'll do, I think, until I trigger. I believe I'm supposed to trigger on either Sunday or Monday. I have another appointment on Sunday to count follicles and measure their size. Today on the right side, I had, I believe, 23 or 24 follicles. Last time I had 20. On the left side, I had 18, and last time I had 13. And so they just measure follicles that, or they just count follicles that are measuring 4 millimeters or larger. And I think that they ranged from, like, what I can remember was like 4 to 13 or something like that. And they said anything 16 and above would most likely have a mature egg in it on the day of egg retrieval. I'm trying to think how I feel. I wouldn't even say I feel bloated because I don't feel bloated. I just feel like heavy, like in my stomach is like super heavy. If I walk too hard, it's like uncomfortable. If I bend over like weird, it's uncomfortable. Like sitting on this stool, like getting up onto the stool is uncomfortable. I like constantly feel like I have to use the bathroom. It's just like you can feel that something's there. And it's just weird because usually you don't feel anything there, I guess, unless you're ovulating. I'm trying to think anything else. It hurts to walk, or it's uncomfortable to walk. I don't know if that's because I have so many follicles. And that's the other thing. So you go in, this is how the appointment goes. You go in because it's COVID, you get your temperature taken, you go to the bathroom, you wash your hands. On your monitoring days, you give a urine sample, you do blood work to test your hormone levels, and then you do your ultrasound. They'll count your follicles, they'll measure your follicles, and then you meet with the IVF team, and they'll go over like dosages and everything. So when we get into that room, my nurse is like, "You're doing really well." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, thanks." And she's like, "Have you done this before?" And I said, "No." She's like, "So you don't even like know?" And I'm like, "No, I don't even like, I don't know. Like, thank you." And she's like, "No, all of these are eggs." And like, she shows me this paper and there's like all these little dots all over him. So I'm like, "Okay, well, that's good." And she was like, "Yeah, so just make sure you continue taking your Cetrotide on time." Actually, on my way to my appointment this morning, I had to pull over on the highway and give myself my Cetrotide injection. Like I said, I'm super anal about 7:31. I think I gave it at 7:32 though, so hopefully I don't ovulate. Yeah, so I think I'm a little bit nervous. I might call the pharmacy back because I'm thinking I only have one Cetrotide left. And that will cover Saturday. And I think they're sending me another one. So Sunday. And if I trigger on Monday, I don't know if I should call the pharmacy or my doctor's office. If I trigger on Monday, I'm assuming, oh, well, clearly I would not take the Cetrotide in the morning, I don't think. I really don't know. I need to call my doctor. Shoot, I should have asked while I was there. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and do my Gonal F. And that's it. My appointment's at 11 on Sunday, so I'll probably do another update then. Okay, so I had my 4th monitoring appointment today. This one took the longest. I think just because they were super busy, because it's not like I had to do more than what I normally have to do. So like I go in, leave a urine sample. I had like this much urine today. So I left a urine sample, check in, get blood work. They didn't do like vitals and stuff. They usually do like blood pressure, weight. They didn't do that today. I think they just had a lot of appointments. They said a lot of people were triggering today. And so today I got the go-ahead to trigger. So this morning was my last Cetrotide. And I did not take Gonal F. I don't take the Gonal F the day of my appointment, of my monitoring appointment. And I did not take, I usually take Menopur at night. And so I won't be doing the Menopur tonight either. I'm trying to think like of the sizes of my follicles. So on my first monitoring appointment, I had, on the left side, I had 13 follicles. And so they measure from 4 millimeters and more and bigger. So 13 follicles on my left side. At the second monitoring appointment, I had 18 follicles on my left side. At the third one, I had 21, and today I had 21. And then on my right side, on my first appointment, I had 20. At the second appointment, I had 23. Third appointment, I had 25. And today I had 26. And so that's from 4 to however large they are. I think the largest follicle that I have right now is 18 millimeters. And so I'm gonna trigger. I have a good amount in between, like the, I guess like the range is like 12 to 16. I still have like 2 days for them to grow more. And so on the day of the retrieval, they want to see the follicles at around 16 millimeters. So yeah, I feel literally like a stuffed turkey. I can't laugh. I can, but it's not comfortable to laugh. I can't sit down like too hard. I can't walk too hard. I can't like trot at work. I like have to run from one spot to another spot. Well, not really, I don't have to, but I do just so that I can get stuff done faster. No, not happening. And then what else? They literally look gross. Like I have that phobia where you can't see like a bunch of little dots, like beehives or bee hornets nests and stuff, like just creep me out. And looking at those ultrasounds, it's like gross. I'm trying to think. So I triggered tonight, so it's the 15th. So I got like a little retrieval instruction guide. So the 15th will be my last day of the Cetrotide, which I took this morning. I didn't record one of the mornings that I took the Cetrotide because I had a 7:40 a.m. appointment, and I literally pulled over on the side of the highway and gave myself the shot. So I like recorded all of them, but that one. So tonight at 9:30, I have to do pregnil, and the pregnil goes like upper right quadrant or upper left quadrant in your butt. This one's not, subcutaneous, it's intramuscular. So I wish I had the needle. I have the needle. Let's see. I'm so nervous. Okay, so this is the needle that I'm using. I don't know if you guys can see it. It's 1/2 inch. The one that comes on the syringe or that the pharmacy sent me is 1.5 inches. And whatever, you have to put the entire needle in your muscle. So I'm like, give me the smallest one you have at the doctor's office today. So she gave me this one. So I have to do pregnil tonight at 9:30. And then 30 minutes later, I have to do Lupron trigger. And then 10 a.m. tomorrow morning, I have to do another Lupron trigger. And then I go in for my retrieval, my egg retrieval on Wednesday at 7 a.m. And I'm sure it doesn't really say, but I'm sure I have to be there like 20 minutes, 30, probably an hour actually. I think for my hysteroscopy, I had to be there like an hour early. No eating, no drinking. They also gave me stuff about like all the vitamins that I'm taking and everything. So on 6/17, I'll restart the baby aspirin, prenatal, metformin, and vitamin D. So I'll take those. I'll continue taking those and like today and tomorrow. And then the morning of the egg retrieval, I won't take them, and I'll restart them again when I get home. Also the CoQ10, I'll take the last dose on the 17th. So that's on the day of the egg retrieval. And those are expensive as hell. I've been buying them from, Whole Foods, and for like a 60 count, let me see what I have. So these are the ones that I've been using. In a 60 count, I'm pretty sure I paid $66 for this. So those I'll end on the 17th, which is great. And then after my retrieval, I have to take doxycycline, which they prescribed to me a while ago. So I've just been hanging on to that. 1 pill twice a day for 5 days. And they'll call me on the 18th to let me know how many eggs were retrieved, how many fertilized, and then 5 days later for how many grew to be blasts or blastocyst stage. And then after that, they go, I think the company that's doing my PGS testing is in Miami. I got a call from them. And so they'll be sent out there. And after that, they come back to the clinic. And I was told that I could do a transfer on either July 24th or July 27th. So I'm like, it's crazy. I'm trying to think what else. I'm like actually really freaking out about this needle. All the other needles are so tiny, and this one's huge. It's not huge, but it's bigger. Let's see what size these other tiny ones are. So these are 27 gauge. These are the ones that I've been using. And the nurse or whoever told me I can't use this because it'll just put like the medicine right under my skin. It won't go in the muscle. Like, look at the difference between these. Baby, like daddy, scary. But okay, I'll probably update you guys like on retrieval day, or if there's any like side effects. I haven't had really any side effects. I just feel full, like not in my stomach, but like here. Like, don't twist too much, don't turn too much. I'm like scared. Like, I've read so many stories. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. Albutrum, I think that's what it's called. So my estrogen levels are like 3,900 something. And if your estrogen level gets above 2,000, then on the day of retrieval, they'll give you Albutrum. I think that's what it's called, something like that. And that's to prevent OHSS, ovary hyperstimulation syndrome, which I do not want, and I have a lot of follicles, so it's very likely. What else did they say? They said that they'll give me the Albutrum. They will, oh, and then I asked like, because I feel so full and like uncomfortable, will there be like immediate relief after the procedure? And so I'm like in these groups on Facebook, and one girl is like, oh yeah, I had like 17 eggs retrieved and there was relief immediately. And the nurse today is like, no, it gets worse before it gets better. Each sac or like spot where a follicle was will fill with blood. And so like, you're still gonna feel like swollen. But after the retrieval, I think they said I wait 7 days and then I start Lupron injections for the transfer. So 7 days after that, I'll start the injections, and I believe that's for 14 days or something like that. And then I'll do the embryo transfer. I'm like freaking out. This is like crazy. It's like so real. So I'll do the embryo transfer. Yeah. Every time I'm about to end, I think of something else to talk about. Doing a freeze-all. I'm sure that's obvious. I couldn't even imagine immediately transferring right now. Like, I feel so uncomfortable. So, but yes, so I will fill you guys in on any other information I get. This is nuts.